ask. Okay, Robert Kimmel, he actually says, why is LightYear wireless service better than Verizon or AT&T? Ron, I've been talking a lot. I'll throw it back over to you. Why are we better than these other guys?
Well, first of all, let me just say, I mean, honestly, your phone calls, your text messages, and your data is going to work just like it did with Verizon. If you were a Verizon customer moving over to LightYear, or whether you're a Sprint customer moving over to LightYear. So that's good news, because your product's going to work. And let's face it, I mean, it doesn't matter who it is. Every cell phone company is just about the same. I mean, I guess Verizon has a more reliable network than others. Sprint has the clearest phone call. AT&T has the best commercials. So from a quality perspective, it's wireless. I mean, pretty simple stuff, But the difference really lies in who we are and what we do. Verizon is not going to give you the opportunity to start your own business. I mean, think about what Eric just said. I mean, what I love about working with independent representatives like Eric, partners, is that I don't have to call him every morning at 8 o'clock and say, hey, get out of bed, Eric, and get to work. I don't have to check in on him and see if he's taking a 2-hour lunch break. Or I know one thing, and that is that Eric's waking up early and he's staying up late because it's his business, not my business. He's passionate about it because it's his business. He makes his own decisions. He's his own boss, and that empowers him. He takes vacations. He does a lot of fun stuff outside of work, and he deserves every bit of it. He has the time freedom and the financial freedom that he deserves as a human being, and he has an unlimited income earning potential with our company. So if he decides tomorrow that he wants to take a 2-month vacation and go to Europe and travel all around the world, as long as he has a laptop and a cell phone, he can do his business from anywhere. So I think that's the empowering thing, everyone, is being able to open up a menu and not worry about the price. You're looking for what you want to eat. Not worrying about stressing over bills or those kind of things. And so that's the empowerment that our business gives people that, quite frankly, Verizon won't. All they want to do is send us bills, and they want to take our profits to the bank. That's number one. Number two is because we are the company that bills the customer, we've thrown in a concept called U plus 3 equals free, where every one of our representatives who joins our company, when they refer 3 customers, their cell phone bill is free, everyone. Free, okay? And you just can't beat free. And everybody knows 3 people who have cell phones who are paying more than free for cell phone service. So, imagine this. Imagine taking all these companies, putting all their cell phones on a table, and calling every one of them, and they all ring, texting every one of them, and they all beep, getting online with every one of them, and they all work great. But then there was this one phone that just kept doing something that none of the other phones did, and that phone was paying you. Was just sending money to you, all right, saving you money. Wouldn't you rather have that phone? And so I think the key here is 340 million people already use us. They already use wireless. But when they line up and they go to their mailbox, they open it up and they get a bill. LightYear wireless representatives open up their mailbox and they get a check, everyone. All right? They can earn free service. That's what makes us better. And I tell you what, I can't imagine a better product to use than our product here.
Right. I think when you look at your phone as an ATM and no longer just a bill. I mean, I know when I used to get billed by AT&T, it was one of the biggest bills I got every month, and I just, gosh, I remember back in the day too, before I really started building an organization and had a lot of excess revenue coming in, how much I strained that, back in college and things like that. I mean, I've had a cell phone for years, and I'm sure you have too. So, just add up your bills and look at how much money you've spent. Do a little exercise, get out a calculator and say, okay, I spend $100 a month times how many months have I had, my cell phone, and just figure it out. I'm sure it equates to thousands and thousands of dollars. And that's what we were talking about earlier, Ron. I said, when I said earlier this is a no-brainer, this is one of the only network marketing, I should say it's the only one I've ever found, really, where if you add up the savings, if you take the money that you'd be spending if you stay with what you're doing right now, if you've got a cell phone, and you just calculate, just a few months of being in this business, how much money you're going to save, it costs you far more money to stay out of this program than it does to get in. I mean, it's kind of like burning money if you don't join the program, because these big companies are going to happily take your money, you know, forever if you continue to give it to them. Why not put a piece of that back in your pocket and eventually get your service free by just getting 3 other customers signed up and start generating some serious revenue? Ron, you said you don't have to look at the menu. I thought this is kind of an interesting thing. I went up and bought a Range Rover. You guys are paying for it, but you know, it's nice to be able to walk into a car dealership and not have to look at the price tag. You know, they want to. You don't have to nickel and dime with people anymore. You just go, okay, that's how much it costs. Cool, let's go. Boom, you're out the door. You got what you want. You don't have to worry about all the strain and stress. I mean, and you know, it's fantastic. And what's possible here, you know, people in corporate America, only a very tiny percentage, you know, 1% or 0.5% or whatever, can ever get up to the very top of management and earn any real money. The rest of people are just kind of stuck under their thumbs and making them all rich while they scrape by and you know, live a meager existence, and that's not what it's all about. So, you know, we want to give you the ability to be your own boss and make some serious revenue here. And then one other point there about what makes it better. I mean, I think there's a good story here. You can tell I got a haircut today. I don't know if you guys have ever seen me on these Google Hangouts. Sometimes I look a little shaggy. You know, because I work from home. I don't have to. You know, I used to put on a suit and go into the office when I worked at an ad agency, and I still have a bunch of old skeleton suits hanging up in my closet to remind me about that every day. But I was in there talking to my barber, cutting my hair today, and he had a cell phone, and he was just starting to gripe about how much his cell phone was costing him. You know, I said, hey, that's a cool phone. He goes, yeah, cool, except for the bill. And then I said, well, why don't you get your service for free and paid helping others do the same? He goes, what are you talking about? So I gave him my website before I left. I've checked my marketing system earlier before this hangout. He's already starting to look at it. I'm going to be talking to him tomorrow and signing the guy up. I mean, it just makes sense, okay? And people are sick and tired of paying their bill. They want to get their service for free, and they want to get paid helping others do the same. And it really is that easy. So let's move on here.